can we not do that right now?
Yeah, Kai.
And since then, I've heard her say that exact thing to your 4-year-old. About like, mommy, I want to throw this pudding on the wall. Wouldn't that be fun? Can we not do it right?
Taylor Swift's recent visit to the New Heights podcast, hosted by Travis Kelce and his brother Jason Kelce, instantly became the talk of the sports and pop culture world as she opened up in vivid detail about her very first impression of Jason and her earliest forays into Travis's circle, spinning a story that was as hilarious as it was heartwarming. Travis, grinning, had prompted Taylor to share what she really thought when she first met Jason, and Taylor didn't hesitate, recalling how she had been told nothing about what to expect except that she should be ready for the unexpected. She described walking into a room buzzing with energy and immediately noticing Jason, who was deep in conversation with his wife Kylie about wild adventures, including shotgunning beers with the Bills Mafia and expressing his wish to leap through a flaming table, only to have Kylie calmly redirect him with her signature phrase, "Can we not do that right now?" Taylor remembered laughing when she heard Kylie use the same phrase with their 4-year-old, realizing it was a staple in the Kelce household, a kind of gentle boundary setting that made her feel right at home. She admitted that meeting Jason and Kylie was exactly what she'd expected: real, smart, cool, and completely down to earth. Taylor called Jason fantastic and said she felt lucky to witness him in action, especially when he moved across the room with surprising speed, likening him to a giant cricket darting from one side to the other. She was in awe, saying she'd never seen someone so big move so fast, and joked that Jason only got more athletic with every beer. Jason, ever the self-deprecating joker, quipped that maybe he should have played in the NFL drunk, and Taylor, joining in the fun, agreed she wouldn't argue with that theory. Recalling a particularly chaotic moment out in the snow, Taylor described Jason handing children through a window, creating a scene that felt both wild and oddly perfect, with Jason insisting he was just making sure she got to see everything. She laughed about how nobody seemed to know whose kid belonged to whom in the chaos, and how she cherished being part of it, calling it Jason's best moment and saying she was lucky to witness it. She gushed about how much fun it was to enter this new world Travis had shown her, marveling at the high-pressure environment of professional football and expressing her newfound respect for everyone involved, especially those who'd been dedicated to the sport since childhood. Taylor pointed out how relatable it was for anyone chasing excellence in their field, drawing parallels to her own music career, and said she felt fortunate to finally see what it looked like from the suite. How friends and family celebrated the sheer joy and madness of it all. Travis shared his perspective, describing how he'd never really seen the suite experience from the field before, and how, during the Vegas Super Bowl, he was thrilled to see his loved ones jump, scream, and even body slam each other in celebration. After a Chiefs touchdown, he admitted to feeling like the luckiest man alive, watching the chaos unfold and cherishing every memory from that wild moment. Taylor asked for her first impression of the infamous suite, praised Travis for keeping the same loyal friends since childhood, calling it a huge green flag, and noting how his friends were as hilarious and loyal as he was. She loved how Travis wasn't threatened by other confident men and fit right in with his big, bulky crew, sharing the story of her first Chiefs game where she walked through general admission wearing a hat and mask, going unnoticed despite the rumors swirling about her and Travis. Travis recalled how surreal it was to walk in with Taylor among thousands, marveling at her willingness to embrace the full Chiefs Kingdom experience without any special treatment. And Taylor said she was just happy to be along for the ride, ready for anything. Travis admitted that even his friends couldn't believe he'd landed Taylor, joking that nobody thought the podcast stunt would actually work, but Taylor laughed and said he'd manifested it, and there she was. The conversation turned to Andy Reid, with Taylor and Travis both playfully deferring to whatever Big Red claimed about being the matchmaker, explaining that Andy had been friends with Taylor's dad Scott for years and had always been supportive. Taylor described her dad as the most social man alive, someone who could make a friend anywhere and keep the friendship going for decades, which made it easy for him to connect with Andy. She admitted she didn't really know what Andy did at first, just that he was her dad's friend, but came to realize he was a legendary coach, admiring his leadership style and discipline, and appreciating the way he motivated without losing his composure. Jason and Travis agreed, praising Andy's ability to inspire and lead with a mix of focus, heart, and just the right amount of discipline, saying there was always a reason behind his actions and that he only pushed players because he saw greatness in them. Taylor, reflecting on Andy's impact, said she respected how he balanced seriousness with warmth and intentionality and called him a role model. The conversation was filled with laughter, warmth, and banter, with Taylor and the Kelce brothers reminiscing about the wild ride that brought them together. Taylor revealed how Travis's bold podcast invitation, the "shoot your shot" heard round the world, was a crazy romantic gesture she never expected, and how their relationship had grown through shared adventures, mutual support, and the loyalty of friends and family. Travis repeatedly called himself the luckiest man in the world, and Taylor blushed as she spoke glowingly of his sincerity and the little details that made her fall for him. The episode touched on how their love story became the biggest headline in the league, with even Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes admitting he didn't believe the rumors until he saw Taylor at Arrowhead and then feeling the buzz ripple through the stadium. Patrick shared how much he enjoyed seeing his own daughter watch football, crediting Taylor for increasing the sport's popularity among women and families. The Mahomes family also expressed excitement for Taylor's upcoming album, The Life of a Showgirl, which they heard about before it was announced to the world on the podcast. Patrick said he was inspired by Taylor's work ethic and creativity, eager to hear her new music and proud of the impact she had on the sport and the community. Taylor, recounting the beginning of her relationship with Travis, explained that it all started when Travis talked about trying to give her a friendship bracelet at her Arrowhead show and how he tried to use his connections to reach her, believing he could figure it all out. She joked that he still owed her the original bracelet, and Travis replied that he left the stadium empty-handed because he was butthurt. Travis detailed the exact moment he knew he wanted to date Taylor, sharing how he took the risk and put himself out there for the world to see. Taylor admitted she admired his courage and the way he made her feel special, and the two laughed about the wild journey that followed. As the episode wrapped up, the hosts reflected on how far they'd come, the conspiracy theories that swirled around their romance, and the genuine connection that kept them grounded. Travis thanked Taylor for joining the show and for bringing so much fun and excitement into their lives, while Jason, ever humble, said he was just happy to be part of the story and grateful for the new friendships and memories. Taylor thanked the Kelce family for welcoming her with open arms and said she couldn't wait to see what adventures were still to come. For everyone who'd been following their journey, Travis reminded listeners to subscribe so they wouldn't miss a single behind-the-scenes story or new revelation, promising that even more surprises and laughter awaited. Taylor Swift's first impression of Jason Kelce and her journey into the heart of the Kelce family had become a new chapter in her own story, one filled with joy, chaos, and the thrill of embracing a world she never expected to call home.